Hey guys, this is Dhirsha here again from Newcastle, Australia, and I hope everyone is doing well and great in the lab. So today in this video, I'm just gonna give you a bit of information about Newcastle City, and I'm pretty sure if you guys moving here for your further study, you might be wanting to know about this city more in terms of what kind of city it is, or what kind of lifestyle you can expect here, or why people move to Newcastle City and how it is going to be good for you if you guys come here for your further studies, or maybe what are the drawbacks of Newcastle City in comparison to the bigger cities. So without any hesitation and delay, let's get started. So let me give you a little bit of general information about Newcastle City. So Newcastle is a small city located 160 kilometers far away from north of Sydney, and it does have a population of around 450,000 to 500,000 people, and as you can see in the graph, it is increasing yearly by gradual rate. So as far as transportation is concerned, you guys can catch a flight, you guys can drive here, or you guys can use some sort of public transportation like trains. And as far as transportation within the city is concerned, we do have buses services and some tram services as well. So apart from that, I would like to give you a little bit of information of climate. So it does falls under a humid tropical climate, which means the average temperature of this city increases 18 degrees Celsius per once in a year. So this was a little bit of general information I wanted to give you for Newcastle City. So let me tell you why this city is famous for. The very first thing it is famous for, it is known as the Port of Newcastle. When I say the Port of Newcastle, it means it is the world's largest city in terms of exporting coal. It did exported 160 million tons of coal back in 2017. That's a very huge number. Even I was surprised with that. And I know it is not in concern for international students, but it is a fact about Newcastle City, so I wanted to tell you to guys. Then after that, it is famous for the University of Newcastle. So it is a small city, and we got only one big university here that is known as the University of Newcastle, and it does have two campuses. That's the Callan campus and the Newcastle City campus. And if you find any international student here living in Newcastle, that there's going to be high probability that he must be studying in University of Newcastle. And you definitely not going to find very big number of international students. If you guys specifically looking for Pakistani guys, Indian guys, or maybe some people from your own community studying in the university, you're not going to find many of them, right? Because when the student arrives in Australia, they wanted to live in limelight, they wanted to live in bigger cities, they wanted to see skyscrapers and some more bigger infrastructure. That's why they tend to live in the bigger city, and they don't want to come to a smaller city like Newcastle. But in my case, my university was the University of Newcastle, so I've been living since then, since last 4 years. So apart from that, it is famous for beaches. So it's a small city which is almost surrounded by a number of beaches. So if you drive 5 to 6 minutes in any direction, in particular just in one direction, you're definitely going to find a beach around you. And the other thing, it is famous for some sort of investments and development thing as well, because it is a small city and it is growing day by day. People from Sydney and bigger cities trying to invest in this city in terms of properties or in terms of kind of small businesses, because it's growing and there are people are moving from bigger cities to smaller cities. So that's why it is kind of a business hub as well. So these were the three things why it is famous for. There are a few more things, but were very common. So after that, so let me tell you why international students move to Newcastle City. The very first biggest reason is that it is a regional area, and if you guys study here in University of Newcastle, you're definitely going to get some sort of additional point, which will definitely give you some sort of edge towards your permanent residency. Not even international students, the students who are not studying, or maybe the students who are doing professional jobs, or people who are doing some sort of jobs, they tend to move to this city to get the benefit of regional area. And that's why you're definitely going to find so many students here in Newcastle. They are not studying in University of Newcastle, they're studying in city, maybe in Sydney, or maybe some other places apart from Newcastle, but they're living here to get the benefit of regional area. And as I said, it's a small city, so there is the bigger opportunities in terms of business, and there's going to be bigger growth. So it's a quiet place, it's not a very big, you don't gonna find too much traffic here as well in comparison to bigger cities like Sydney and Melbourne. And also, if you guys living in Newcastle, it's gonna be much cheaper as compared to the bigger cities, because expenditure and traveling and everything gonna be cheap. So these were reasons why people now moving to these Newcastle or kind of regional areas. Then after, let me give you a little bit facts about Newcastle City. As far as shopping center or shopping malls are concerned, there are not many shopping centers here in Newcastle, only 2 of those. Then if they definitely gonna be shut down at 5, and after that the only thing which does gonna be open is the restaurants, and restaurants does shut down at 10. So basically we don't have any nightlife, we don't have any good place to hang out with our community of people, so we don't have any bigger skyscraper as compared to bigger cities. Eventually after after that we don't have any good professional jobs. Even if we had, then there is a competition between Australians and international students, so it's going to be very hard, and these things does going to make you depressed sometime at your initial stage here in Newcastle, and you guys going to be like, oh, I wanted to make more friends, I wanted to know more people, I wanted to get more exposure, I wanted to go to bigger city, I wanted to see skyscrapers or something like that. And even at this stage I'll be like, oh, I wanted to grow more, I wanted to see nightlife, I wanted to go to bigger cities like Sydney, I wanted to see how people live there and how people spend their time over there. So it's a, but the only thing which does resist us to move to bigger cities is permanent residency. So we can't do anything about that. So come here. It does gonna take your time to settle down here in Newcastle City. It's a good city in terms of living because it's a kind of affordable in comparison to bigger cities. But you guys can definitely go to Sydney. It's only 160 kilometers far away. So that is gonna be almost almost 2 hours if you wanted to go to the main city of the Sydney. And on the weekends you can go there and have fun and study here in Newcastle. Definitely in terms of making friends, it's going to be very hard. Even at this stage, after spending 4 years, I don't have many friends. I have very small circle of friends, but they are good friends. So in this video, I tried my best to give you a bit of facts and bit of kind of information on what kind of living style you guys can expect here in Newcastle City in comparison to the bigger cities. So yeah, I tried my best. So I hope you would have liked my video, and do let me know if you guys want me to continue making videos, or maybe you guys want some sort of specific video on specific topic. I'll try my best to give you right information, and until then, stay strong, be happy. See you. Thank you.